My evolution to a fashion designer was more of a gradual evolution. So I started off with just kind of home sewing projects. I would do jackets, I would do things, you know, the regular patterns that you would get at the different fabric stores. And then from there I'd experiment with it. You know, the dress wasn't quite sitting right or the pants weren't quite right, so I'd mix with all of the patterns. And then from there I got into costumes. I desperately want to work with fiber. I've been spinning my own yarn since I was very young, and I've made my own fabric and those kinds of things. And since a little while ago I've been doing a lot of crochet. And so at this particular moment my dream job would be to be a crochet designer and design crochet patterns. My favorite part about being a fashion designer in particular is to be able to see my subconscious image, my mind, my imagination become a reality. My inspirations for this UnBound show in particular comes from my own crochet design. It's more of a personal inspiration because it is something that comes from my family. My great-grandma crocheted through the potato famine, so it's something that comes very much out of my own heritage. My grandmother always makes really nice suits. And of course, when you're cutting out fabric and when you're cutting out designs, you have all of these scraps, and so she would have a scrap bucket. And when we would go to visit my grandmother, the first thing that I would do when I got in the doors, I would go and find that scrap bucket, and I would pull out all of these great big long pieces, and I'd tie them on myself, and I'd tie them on my cousins, and I'd tie them on my sister, and then I'd parade us all around the living room through all of our family get-togethers, like this little tiny fashion parade. And while it wasn't an ultimate conscious decision to be a fashion designer at that point, I think looking back on it, it was very much obvious that this is where I was meant to be. My name is Nicole Winfield, and I am a designer.